still in nostalgic November.
We are indeed.
Therefore, we are talking about films that we watched as children and we still adore to this day.
Well, let's cue the music. And Tommy, you may begin telling us what our nostalgic November film of the day is today.
So this is a film that I rewatched last week when I wasn't very well and I was off work, and I just felt like I just needed to watch some nostalgic films just to help me feel better, you know?
It's a good cure.
Yeah, and I came across this film I have not seen for a good decade and a half probably. The 1995 family film Casper. Which is rated PG, and it's actually a rarity because it's a film that you yourself have seen.
It's a film I watched it actually over Halloween, just gone.
Really?
It was on Sky, yes, I watched it.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. That's brilliant. So a film about Casper the Friendly Ghost should not have nearly as much depth and heart as this film does. But when you have Steven Spielberg produce it and James Horner score it, then it makes for quite a moving family film. The titular character, Casper, is the lonely ghost of a 12-year-old kid who longs for a friend. He lives, because he's a ghost, technically he doesn't live, but he resides in his mansion with his hilarious but neglectful 3 ghostly uncles, named Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky, if you recall.
Yep,
and they all practically scare any humans who try to enter the home. So Casper can't befriend any of them because his uncles always scare them off. But when spiritual therapist Dr. Harvey, played by Bill Pullman, and his teenage daughter Kat, played by Addams Family's own Christina Ricci, I think.
Addams Family. I knew she was in something else.
Yeah, Christina Ricci, that's it.
There you
go. They move into the mansion at the request of a scheming gold digger called Carrigan Crittenden, played by Kathy Moriarty, and her dim-witted lawyer, Dibbs, played by Monty Python's own Eric Idle. So a bit of British representation in the film. Hilarious antics ensue, as well as quite a heartwarming story. The film actually has a lot of emotional themes to it on grief, death, and learning to move on, which is all stuff I never picked up on when I watched it as a kid. Sure, there are some silly cartoony moments, but it's a Casper movie, so you got to have that in there to appeal to the children, am I right?
Yep.
That doesn't take away what is in this movie for the more mature audience, of course, which are the themes that I spoke about. James Horner, R.I.P., movie composer who died, I believe, a good 6 or 7 years ago, sadly. He delivers a very touching score. The track titled Casper's Lullaby really pulls on your heartstrings, especially during the sequence where he remembers how he died decades before. The ghostly trio uncles of the title character, namely Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky, have some quite humorous lines, and the CGI effects for their morphing sequences are impressive enough for the time.
Yep.
The celebrity cameos during one particular morphing sequence is a delightful laugh too, where you just see, I believe you see Clint Eastwood, Rodney Dangerfield, and Mel Gibson all just turn up in this random family movie, and it's just really funny to watch. The 2 villains in the film, portrayed by Kathy Moriarty, who starred in Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull, and Eric Idle, who is a famous Monty Pythoner for British audiences, and all around the world, actually. Everybody adores the Monty Python, or at least they should. They are the villains are a delight to watch as well. It's a nice change to see these 2 actors from esteemed backgrounds just having fun in a standard family movie. Same goes for Bill Pullman, who has some great / kind of disturbing bromance scenes with him and the ghostly trio. So to close, there really is a lot of heart to be had in this film. The scenes between Casper and Christina Ricci's cat have a lot of tragic emotion to them, especially during the last scene in the film with a cheesy 90s power ballad to see the movie finale out. Just watch it as a comfort film for its laughs, emotions, and nostalgic elements, and you'll have a worthwhile time. Plus, there are a few unexpected swear words here and there to make this different from other 90s family films, which tended to keep away from that. Hence why it's a PG rating.
Yeah. And also, as well, I have to just note, I watched it mainly Halloween time because it was a Halloween film that I knew wasn't going to keep me up all night.
Yeah, no. Casper is it's a family film that can certainly be watched at Halloween. I believe both Adams families were put on TV over this Halloween that
Yes,
just
they
gone.
were.
But
Yeah, they were.
but yeah, I think Casper might have been on as well. It was you say it was on.
It was on Sky. Yeah,
it was
but
on Sky.
Might have been on terrestrial. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I'm going to rate this film 3.5 stars out of 5, Dan.
You always cut them short when I like them, don't you? I think it's more of a 4. I think you're harsh, but
Maybe I am a bit harsh, but usually when I give films a 3.5, that means it's a good film, but I can understand. I think it's a good film, but I can understand why some people probably don't think it is a good film. So that's I can recognise its faults, but I still accept it as a good film nonetheless. Usually films that fall under that label tend to get a 3.5 out of me.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, fair dues.
If you're getting past 3.5, then you're something quite special for me. Be it Shrek, for example, and quite week. Remind me what I gave it.
Wrongly a 4.
I thought I gave it 4.5.
You did give it 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
But
I mean,
still, it's wrong.
but it's still very special.
It's not 5.
You wait till Shrek 2.
Oh yes. Well, Tommy, thank you very much for another nostalgic November.
No worries.
Now, we have got one more nostalgic November film left next week,
Okay.
and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I'm even more excited about a fortnight when we start our Down the Chimney December.
Yes.
That's going to be good.
Gonna be awesome. I
That's gonna be
absolutely
awesome.
cannot wait. Yeah, I mean, just to see what a great year to see out after all these themed months we've had this year. This is the first year where we've done themed months, so I look forward to doing that again next year.
And to clarify, when you say a good year, you mean on the breakfast show.
Of
We had a
course.
rocky start.
We did have a rocky
Less about
start.
that-
I believe
yeah.
we missed off.
Less about that, the better.
We missed off a couple of the early months, but
We did.
beyond April onwards, I think we've had a good run.
Yeah, we have indeed. Well, Tommy, thank you as always. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And we'll catch you next Friday morning.
Yeah, man, you too. And wish everyone who's listening a very good weekend.